Desperate for any kind of job, low-paid workers in the UK are being caught in the trap of what's become known as zero-hour contracts. RT's Polly Boiko looks at a world where employment doesn't mean there's any work or any money.
You have a job, but you don't know when you'll work or if you'll be paid. That's the reality for 1 million Brits employed on zero-hours contracts. McDonald's has admitted that it employs 90% of its UK workforce in this way. Staff are expected to be ready for work in the mornings in case they're summoned by their bosses. They also have the right to refuse shifts. Crucially, though, there's no guaranteed minimum set of working hours per week, hence the zero in the title. This man in his 20s is on a zero-hours contract with a well-known restaurant chain. Every morning he waits for the call telling him whether or not he'll have work.
You're not really in charge of your own destiny, as it were, while you're working there. To be able to one week say, well, we're not going to make that much profit this week, so actually we're going to try and do it on as minimum staff as we can. You guys can all be cut, and we'll just do it on 3 staff this week, is completely unfair.
The government have promised to investigate the controversial employment terms amidst concerns they're leaving an increasing number of Brits in financial limbo, with few rights, low pay and no stability.
I was stuck in this job and had no guarantee of other jobs. I wasn't making enough money to pay the rent. I was falling behind on bills.
The number of zero-hours contracts has shot up during the recession. Some economists forecast that employers will return to hiring workers on better terms when the economy recovers. The trade unions aren't buying it.
In recent months and years, we have started to see a growth of zero-hours contracts, particularly amongst public sector workers. No longer are these small groups of workers who are employed on temporary, casual employment. Now, in some sectors, this type of abusive employment relationship is becoming the norm.
McDonald's, Sports Direct, Domino's and even Buckingham Palace are zero-hours employers. They've been accused of exploiting people desperate for any kind of work.
It's part of the race to the bottom to drive down the terms and conditions, the pay of all working people. And unfortunately, big business is using the austerity measures from the government, the economic crisis, as an excuse to use these contracts.
But business representatives say that the financial crisis is forcing companies to use zero-hours contracts.
Those people that criticise zero-hours contracts have got to recognise the impact that that would have on unemployment levels. If zero-hours contracts and the flexibility that zero-hours offers wasn't available to employers, I don't think it would be acting as the kind of employment stabiliser we're seeing it work as.
The terms of these contracts may suit the bosses, but many of the young people on them say that while they're on 0 hours, they've got zero chance of any financial stability.
Do I think they have the wrong name? No, I think they should sound. I think they shouldn't sound any less extreme than they are, because whilst it doesn't happen that you don't have many 0 hours, you can sort of expect that at some point you may do.
Polly Boiko, RT, London.